Alright, so it is Wednesday night. It's pretty late. I've been working on this toy bilt for a while. I've worked out a lot of the kinks with it. Because this whole system wasn't exactly perfect. And fixed a lot of things on it, which I'm very happy about. Um, so let's see. This winch cable kept snapping. It snapped twice. So I found out that I should wrap it around here a few times. And so I did that, and I welded this down here. As you can see, that's welded instead of crimped, because I, of course, didn't have any of those crimps. So this latch has been here. This little light went out, so I'm going to buy two more of these, put one here and one here, because I like that light, and they're only like $8 at Harbor Freight. So for this hood, to keep it from going too far, because I had to cut a hunk out of it to put the winch in, I put this chain here, which is pretty good looking. Then I got this little thing right here to disconnect it when I got to take the hood off. I put these on here so I don't have to take the lights out of their sockets. I still haven't gotten any flex tubing for these wires. What else? Did the valves. I took off the fuel shutoff because that was leaking. This carburetor needs a new needle and seat, so I'm gonna have to get that. Where I'm an apprentice at a small engine shop, so they got the big bath of corrosive carburetor juice that they clean their stuff in. Pretty much you pull this thing out of this barrel, put your little carburetor in there, just push it down, you pull this thing down, flip the switch, and it turns it around and pulsates and whatnot. And really, no carburetor cleaner needed. None of that little spray stuff. That stuff. You don't need any of that. Just plop your carburetor in there, and yeah, just gotta take out all your rubber parts, or it'll just chew them right away. Change the oil. What was the other thing I did? Change the oil and new spark plug. And I pan them up. Take some piece of chain off there. I put that little piece of metal on there to cover up some of my bad plastic cutting. What else? So, oh yes, and for the plow, so and for the hood, I put, there's bolts on each side. You can probably see better on the other side. Little bolts coming through to hold the hood on, so that's good. So let's see if you can see this behind here. I'll put this hood down. So I had a problem with when I hit a piece of ice or something, or a hard snowbank. Even though this is a spring-loaded plow, it's got a very nice spring on it. I'll show you that in 1 minute. This little thing right here, where the plow connects, I'll get a light. Just give me a minute to find a light. Here we go. A minute. Just gotta hold this light here. Alright, so right here is where the plow is supposed to be. Over here is where the hood is supposed to be, and this was over here. And since it was over here, it had more leverage on this piece of metal, so it was bending this piece back. So back here you might be able to see that little bolt right there, and you might be able to see a little piece of flat stock I put on the back, so that won't bend anymore now that that is on there. And I moved that over, and to move that over, I had to take this bolt. I had to take this bolt and put it up through this way instead of down. And I had to grind a little bit off of this piece, which was fun, lifting this whole bracket over to the bench grinder. And I had to put a couple washers right there, right there, which I had to make special. I had to make the holes bigger. So yeah, now both sides are on these little things right here, and I ground down each side so this would go down all the way. Because before, this would go to about here. It wouldn't go all the way down to the ground. So that's good because it puts less stress on the tractor. What else? I think that's everything for the front end. Oh, and that is a Fram Farm Series filter, or Farm Tough filter, or whatever. It's a garden tractor, not a race car, so I'm going to use a Fram. That, and I was at Tractor Supply and they didn't have the right Briggs & Stratton filter. Alright, in the back here, it's got little mud flaps made out of tar paper, because Jeff was riding a little trailer behind me. I was using him as a weight, and he was getting hit in the face with pieces of ice and snow and dirt. And, wow, I used a lot of battery. So I made mud flaps, and it's got tire chains and weights on it. You already know that. But I did upgrade the zip ties on those. That's everything. I was in a snowbank the other day, and I was trying to turn the wheel, and the wheel did not turn, but the steering wheel was, because I was in a spot, a really hard spot. So I found out the gears actually slipped a little bit. So I had to put those back in their right place, because before, I noticed today when I took it for a ride, my wheel's right there, and my wheels would be straight. And I fixed it, so now it's like that. Alright, so that's everything. Oh, and I moved the winch controller over to here off of the steering wheel. Because Jeff said, well, when your wheel's this way, it's a little confusing. So I agree that this is a much better spot. So that's there now. I think that's pretty much everything that I've done to this recently, and I took the other tire off the Craftsman over there, and I put it on this. Because these rear tires hold air longer than that front one did, so yeah, now I can plow a lot longer. And I also took off the plow blade, as you can see, because the winch kept snapping. And this bracket's reinforced. That's ½ inch of steel right there, and there's a piece right there just to keep it from blowing through the front. So that shouldn't be having any problems. Also with this winch, this cable, a good amount of it, I was pulling the YTS 3000 out of a snowbank, which it did pretty good with for a very heavy tractor it is. This whole winch, a good few feet of this winch got wedged in there between this and the casing. So we had to take that apart, and yeah. So took the deck off the YTS 3000, made tire change for that, which aren't finished yet, so I'm not going to make a video on them. So I could ride that around the racetrack outside. You saw a video of that. So yeah, this is working a lot better now. A lot better. And that's pretty much everything for this tractor. And there's a little piece of metal, some ghetto bending on the top, and I'll make it better. Not quite yet though. So that's pretty much everything. I screwed in this headlight lens so it wouldn't come out. You can see a little screw right there. That duct tape needs to be removed. That duct tape was just to hold on grip paper, I now know. So I might just paint that with grip paint or truck bed coating. So maybe I'll do that right now, the truck bed coating. Anywho, so that's everything for now. And I put the suicide knob on it. And that's all for this video. So rate, comment, subscribe.